We're all here together celebrating International Women's Day. This is a celebration of women's roles in every sphere of our lives. Women working in the home, in our communities and in business. Women living their lives as mothers, daughters, sisters as grandmothers, wives, and now as First Minister of our country. In my own life, paying tribute to my mother and grandmother who truly made me what I am today. And working hard for my two daughters to ensure that they have the opportunities that they deserve through merit and not through closed doors by virtue of their sex. In my job in the NHS during the past 20 years, I have worked daily with women who have struggled with domestic abuse, rape, childhood sexual abuse and mental health problems. Inequality persists, as does victimisation against women, in what remains very much a patriarchal society. My journey from clinical psychologist to the political world is about trying to do more for women and more for all adults who are vulnerable. Women comprise over 50% of our society, but make up in excess of 60% of the poor. In many countries today, women continue to be denied education and basic literacy skills. In some countries, there is a dearth in childbirth statistics which remains unacceptably high, and instead of being viewed as independent entities capable of self-determination, women may be considered the property of another. Equality in the workplace is something that I have strived for in my role as a union representative. It is indeed a sad indictment that women continue to earn less than men for doing the same job. The United Nations described that gender pay gap will not close for 70 years if it continues at this current rate. Women who have children can expect to earn less when they return to work than childless women, with the difference increasing for every child that they bear. My message today to you is that we need to speak up for women everywhere. Women who raise children, women who may be single parents, professional women, single women, widows, women who survive on minimum wages, often working two jobs in order to ensure their families are cared for. Women in our society work all hours of the day and night, across our communities, within the voluntary sector, as educators, nurses, doctors, and far too few as company directors. It has now been 18 elections since the suffragettes movement, when women first won the vote. Currently, as described, men outnumber women 4-to-1 at Westminster. The old boys club still prevails. When women are excluded from political processes, they remain vulnerable to continued exploitation. Within the SNP, we must continue, as we have been doing so far, to assert progressive policies that force the establishment towards real change, supporting equality when others renege, restoring social justice when other parties capitulate, empowering women when they fail to do so. We must take up the mantle so that our daughters, sisters and peers can be free from prejudice and afforded equal opportunities within our society. We must continue to strive for women's voices to be heard at all levels of our communities. It is as true today as when Hillary Clinton once stated, "Women's rights are human rights." And in the auspice of the legendary Emily Pankhurst, I do not come here today as an advocate, because whatever position the women's rights movement may occupy in Scotland, it has now passed beyond the realms of advocacy. It is now firmly entering the world of practical politics. My message to you is that with the women here today that we have selected, as from May the 8th, 2015, a woman's place will very firmly be in the House of Commons.